Hi, welcome to Code and Play. So it's been a while. um, I was busy for some time and I couldn't make any videos. Also, it's summertime and the heat outside was too hot. So, yeah, so let's get back to the video part. Today, um, I'm going to show you something very interesting. See, I have been um, going through a lot of game development forums where I have seen people asking questions. I'm also giving them answers as much as I can. I'm like showing them um, what it is to actually like make games using game engines or you know things like that. Some people need motivation, some people need direction. So I've been going through a lot of these forums and I have been looking through these questions a lot. So the most asked questions nowadays is yeah, they have started learning programming and they learned a language like Java or Python or C++, and they also learned data structures, algorithms, and algorithms. DSA is what we call, and now they want to make a game. So they are asking, like, is this enough, or should we also learn frameworks or game engines? You know, rookie questions. It is not um, it is not a like stupid question or something. Every question has a meaning behind it. So the thing here is you started something and now you don't know where to go from there. So this video is kind of an answer to this question. Well, I started out as a Java programmer as well. Then I also learned Python. I also learned frameworks in Java and Python. I worked in this industry for some time. I made websites, apps, and a lot of things. But then when I wanted to make games, that is the problem. The first problem I faced was games. Um, when you want to learn programming and stuff, you have tutorials, you have guides, you have people who are working in this industry. They know what is the best tool to create these things. But in games, well, the people who are working in this industry are uh, miserable, to say the least. They are living in a they thought that game development was like all colorful rainbows and all that, but then when they got into the industry they got hit with the reality, and now their life is miserable and they're living in a um, fairly demoralized state. So these people are not a good way to uh, go forward in the aspect of asking them what is best in game development, because as you know, a negative person will always give you negative reviews. Not everybody is like that, but I'm saying the most of the reviews that I have seen, the most of the posts that I have seen, the answers are kind of demoralizing. So I want to leave a positive remark on this. Like, game development is uh, not easy. Okay, if you think it is easy, then please don't think like that. It is not easy. It is not done by one person. It takes hours and hours of your time. It takes a lot of your time. It takes a lot of your commitment. It takes a lot of mental strength to make games. It is not like you can like think a game and you can make it in one day. It's not possible. Any good game will take at least 2 to 3 years. It's a huge thing. It's a huge project. So don't get demoralized or don't get demotivated. Okay, when you're making games, stay motivated. Try to make the game as easy and simple as possible. Don't complicate things. if you overcomplicate things, you will also fall into the same trap as these people. So for these people who wants to know, like, do you want to use this? Like, you learned these and these, now do you have to learn these or these? So for them, I want to say, well, um, game development usually happens like any other development. Like if you say app development or web development, so in this development phase, you have two things. First thing is you have UI, which is the front end part, the front end where you see the graphics and everything. And the second thing is the program part, the back end part, where everything happens, like storage data, retrieving, loading data, calculations, map loading, what do you call this, stats. All of these things are happening in the background. So what you are looking at the front end is different from the back end. Okay, these are the two things that you need to create any game. Now, in the front end part, you will be mostly working with graphics. So let's say you want to like create pixel art games, or you want to create vector art games, like realistic 2D art games. This one is little bit needs a kind of art degree. You should have a well, at least you should know how to use Illustrator or CorelDRAW, and or if you want to use free sources, then you can use Inkspace. I think the software is Inkspace. So these are the things. In LibreOffice, there are tools to create vector art. So if you want to make these kind of arts, you should learn these things first. Or if you want to go into 3D, so 3D also different kind of scenario. You have Maya, you have 3ds Max, you have tools for that, Blender as well. So these things you should learn first, and then you should start with the UI part, like the drawing part. Okay, then the second part comes up, which is the back end. In the back end, it is basically logic management. So you can use anything. You can use C++, Java, C#, Python, Ruby. Some are also making the game using Rust as well, Rust frameworks. Some people are also using JavaScript. So it is just logic. Okay, logic development is all about how you present this art on the screen. So if your art is pixel art or vector art or 3D art, whatever it is, if you want to show it on the screen, you can show it on the screen. But if you want to interact with it, that is where the logic comes in. So in this case, you can use any language. It doesn't matter. You can use any language. Okay. Now, why we use game engines? We know that these languages can do this. If you learn data structures and algorithms, frameworks, you can do all of these things. Then why do we need game engines then? Well, game engines make this process easy. They will make this process of combining UI and logic easier. You can work with the UI and the logic faster than making everything from scratch. Okay, it doesn't mean you shouldn't make from scratch. You should make the games using Java or Python or C++ in that case, but using game engine will make it faster. Okay, now today's video is about showing you how to use these things. Actually, this video is will be made in two parts. The first part, where I'm going to show you how to make a prototype that is showing you the idea can be turned into a game. Okay, you might have a good idea, you might have a story idea, you might have a feature that you want to show in a game, or whatever you want to have. You want to like make a game about magic or puzzles or platformers or endless runners, something like that. Okay, so you have an idea. Now, how do you turn it into a game? So, first thing is you should make prototypes. I'll show you what is a prototype and how to make it. And the second part will be the game. Sorry, the game. I'll be using Unity to make this game. And if you want to use Godot or Unreal, you can also use the same thing. It doesn't matter which game engine you use. At the end of the day, you should make your own games. That's the point. Okay. So the first part is converting an idea to a prototype. And then the second part will be using that prototype and making a game. Okay. So today I'm going to show you the first part. I'm going to use Java for it, and I'll show you how to use the idea that you're getting and making a prototype using a language, Java. And this is not just using prototypes or anything. You can also make games in Java, like Minecraft. You have seen the Minecraft game. It's completely built with Java, right? So you can make games in Java. It's not just making prototypes. The reason I'm saying this is to like encourage you into creating something. You have a good idea, start making it. Okay. There is a lot of negative things in the internet, so I would like to spread positivity on my part. I don't want to drag anybody down by saying that this thing is useless, this thing is worst. No, I'm just saying you can use whatever you want, but try using game engines because it will make your work easier. It will make your time easier. The time that you spent making these games will be much more productive if you use game engines. Okay, so let's start with the idea. So this is part one, idea to prototype. So let's start with the idea here. My idea of making this game is a action top-down shooter. Okay, so let's see how to make a top-down shooter. What do you mean by action top-down shooter? Top-down shooter basically means you are looking the view from top. Okay, let me show you that. So in this, let's say this is the view. Okay, this is the screen. Now, what do you mean by top down? Top down basically means like this. So you have a sprite. You have a sprite like this, and that sprite is holding a gun. Okay. Now, whenever the sprite is shooting something, let's say bullets, the bullets will travel in front like this. Okay. Or if the entire subject is moving on the screen, they can move left, right, up, down like this. But you are looking the subject from a top-down view. This is called top-down shooter. Now, if you want to make a game like this, it is easy to make a game like this, but still you will need some structure, some planning on how to make these kind of things. Okay, let's see that. So I want to make a top-down shooter. So my idea of a top-down shooter is there will be a player, and the player can shoot targets. Okay, these are the ideas that I'm getting. As I said, you might have a good idea, you might have the best idea in the world, but without the game, your idea is useless. Without the product, your idea is useless. So here my product, to create the product, I have to first of all write down all the ideas that I'm getting. And the reason why I'm making prototypes is because prototype will help you refine your ideas. Sometimes you might have a good idea, sometimes you might have a bad idea. You don't know which idea is good or bad until you use them, right? So in that case, we are making prototypes to test these ideas. You can say, okay, what if I directly make a game? what if I directly make a game using my ideas? Well, I will show you what happens if you directly make a game. I will show you that, don't worry. So let me show you. So this is the this kind of approach that directly I want to make a game without having any prototypes will lead to like this, things like this. Okay, you see these demo games, modding games, RPG games, turn-based combats, all of these are failed games. They are prototypes. I didn't have the idea of making these prototypes back in those days, 2 years ago. So I kept making games after games after games because I never made a prototype to understand what is the best approach, right? There was a game called Black Lotus I was making in 2 years ago, but I had to cancel it because I got stuck. And yeah, it took some time. And all these games I have made for like 3 months, 2 months, 3 months time. And all this time that I used to make this games have been completely wasted. I could have made a prototype back then and I could have understood the idea never worked. So don't be like me. Create your own games. First of all, make prototypes, then make your games. Okay, this way you will understand which idea is good, which idea is bad, and what to keep and what to discard. So once you make your prototype, then you can understand what is the best one, what is the worst one. So now depending on the prototype, you can also make your games. Understand? So always, first of all, write your ideas down and then make prototypes. Let's see. So I have a player, I can shoot targets. The player will equip guns, and the guns will be on the ground. Guns on the ground. Like if you play PUBG or Free Fire, you will have a training ground where you have guns laying around. You can go around and pick the gun that you want to use and shoot it on the target. You can practice your aim, right? So I'm just thinking like that. So you equip guns on the ground, and what else? That's it. Yeah, guns have ammos, limited ammos. So guns have limited ammos and cooldowns, or we call this as what? Reloading times. There will be a reloading time for every gun. So for example, if you take a pistol, yeah, let's write it here. Pistol will have 6 bullets, and the reloading time for the pistol will be 1 second or 1.5 seconds. So every 1.5 seconds you can like shoot 6 bullets out of a pistol. Or if you are using a rifle, it will have 1 bullet. It's a bolt action rifle, and the reloading time will be around 0.5 seconds. Okay, so like that. Or if you have a shotgun, it will have let's say 9 bullets, and the reloading time will be around 3 seconds. Okay, so you can do like this. You can also add range for the guns to shoot specific ranges. For example, the bullet will travel so far and then it will hit the target. Or if you want, you can also add a lot of things later on. Okay, so these are the things, these are the ideas that I have for this game. Now, how to turn this into a actual prototype? So let's start with the prototype first. So as I said, we need a player. We can shoot targets, equip guns on the ground, all of these things. These are all the ideas that I have. Now, let's make a prototype. So as I said, prototype is the culmination of your ideas. It is a playable game, a single level that has all your ideas in it. Okay, Now by making these prototypes, you can actually define which idea is good, which idea is bad, which will take how much time to implement, and which will take less time and more complexity, like that. Okay, if you want to find out whether your idea was too complex, you can make a prototype and you can understand. So let's start making a prototype. I'm using Java for this. You can also use Python or C++ or C Sharp, anything. So let's start with the project. Our first thing is, I'm saying demo shooter 1. Okay, so our first thing is we need to have a player. So in this idea, I said we have a player, right? And the player will be moving around. So first thing we should make that. Let's delete this module. We don't need this module.java. Now, class, main class, and the package will be com.suman.game. Okay, main method. Right, in this I'm using swing utilities dot invoke later new action listen, sorry, new runnable, and inside this I'm saying jframe equal to new jframe. I can also give a title here, demo shooter. So this will be our game class. This will hold the game objects. So frm dot add game, frm dot pack, frm dot set location relative to null, frm dot set default, close operation, jframe dot exit on close, and frm dot set visible. I can also set resizable false, set resizable false, so that our window cannot be resized. And then finally game dot start game, and done. So this is our frame. Next we need a game class which extends jpanel. So this public game, and yeah, set color, set background, color dot black, get preferred size, new dimension 800 by 600, and that's it. Yeah, I also have to add a timer, swing timer. So this swing timer will be our game loop. Okay, so timer equal to new timer. This will be our game loop. It runs in 60 fps. This is 16 ms. If you want to run on 30 fps, then 33 ms. How do we know that? 1000 by 60, 1000 by fps, whatever fps you're using. If you're using 120, then 1000 by 120. You can see that. Okay, I'll see. 1000 divided by 120 is 8.3. So if you take 8 ms milliseconds, that will be 120 fps. But my display doesn't run on 120 fps. If you are having a graphic card, it will run on 120 fps. Then you can use this. If you're using 1000 divided by 60, that is 16.6. So I'm using 16 ms. Okay, 16 ms, and this one is new action listener right? So here I'm saying tick and repaint. So these are the two functions that are two methods that I'm going to use: private void tick and not private, paint component. That will be the repaint, right? Then we have public void start game. There will be timer dot start, right? So now we have our timer. We have the timer, we have the game. Let's add this default. Yeah, it's not needed, it's just a serialization thing, but fine. So let's see if it works. Let's run this, and yes, demo shooter, it is working. Now we have the view. So let's make the game. Let's add a player. So for that I'm saying a player class. This player will have private int x and y. Also will have an int displacement x. I can use that later, but else, yeah, public player constructor. This will take three parameters. One is the game class, another one is the x, another one is the y. So we have private game, this dot game equal to game, this dot x equal to x, this dot y equal to y. Right. Next we have to set the getters and setters. So x and y. Generate. Here it is. So we have the player. Now, how to update the player? We have to say player.tick and public void draw graphics G. I'm not using graphics 2D for now because we don't need that level of graphics anyway. So I'm just using normal graphics class. So here I'm saying g.set color dot yellow, g dot fill rectangle, x y, width I'm giving 32, height 32. It's a rectangle. Okay, in the game class I will say private player. Here we will set the player attribute, player of 100 comma 100, this comma 100 comma 100, right? This is set. Next is tick, player dot tick and draw player dot draw. That's it. Okay, so if I execute this now, I will see a box here. Nice. Now what if I want to move the box? So let's add one more class for the movement called key input. This class will implement key listener. Okay, so in the key listener I will have three methods, of course, and then I will have some Boolean values: up, down, left, right. Now what are these values? These values are going to move the player up and down, left and right. Okay, so for that, for seamless movement, I'm going to use a Boolean array called keys, and there will be a constructor here, key input. This will create the array. Keys equal to new Boolean 256 keys. 256 means basically ASCII values. Okay, from capital A to small a, from capital Z to small z, everything within the characters will be 256. I think small a is 65 or something, or capital A is 65, and capital Z is 90, and small a is 97, and small z is 122. So all of these are within the 65 limit, 256 limit. So in this case, we are able to gather all the inputs in this 256 limit. Okay, so when you are pressing the keyboard, you are actually entering ASCII codes. So these ASCII codes will be in the 256 value. If you are trying to use special characters like control, alt, these are also included in this. But there is a problem. Sometimes tab is not included. Tab is 546 or 545 something, and numlock, print screen, function keys, these are different. These are more than 256. So if you want to use the entire keyboard layout, you must improve, I mean, you must use bigger ranges. Okay, so for this I'm using this. Now every time it will check if the values in the keys that I'm entering here, that is key event dot vk underscore w, is true or false. Every time it will check. Okay, what I'm saying here is when I press up or when I press W, it will check whether I pressed W or not. If I said I pressed W, then up is true. If I released W, then up is false. So when up is true, the character will move up. When up is false, the character will stop moving up. Okay, so when I press this key, it will check whether the key I pressed is W or not. If I press W, then up is true. If up true, player move up. Up false, player stop moving up. Okay, so this is how it works. So in this case, when I say key pressed, I will say keys of e dot get key code equal to true. So get the key code, whichever key code I am pressing here, and make it true. If you want to see how it works, so you can say e dot get key code. You will see which key I am pressing here. I'll show you that. Let me show you. So in the game, you go here in the game and you add this input, key input, key input, key in. Here you say key in equal to new key input. This is the constructor which sets the keys, and then you say add key listener, key in. Also there will be a check which is set focusable true. Okay, this is to check whether the window is in focus or not, and once it is in focus, it will start using the key listener. Let me show you that. You see 87. I press W, so it's 87. Let me show you that again. Okay, W A S D. Okay, S is 83, D is 68, A is 65, W is 87. If I press space is 32. Okay, then other keys like R, E, Q, there is also control, there is also alt, there is function keys. Function key is not working. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these numbers. So if you are pressing enter, that's 10, backspace is 8, shift, right shift is 16, left shift is also 16, that's good. Alt, both alts are 18, both controls are not working. Controls are not working, so control cannot be as a used as an input. That's good. Then we have caps lock, that's 20. Tab, that's not working. Okay, so you can see which key code I am pressing. If the key code I am pressing is true, then it will move the character. If it is W, then it will move the character. That's how it works. Okay, so if I press W, it will move. What if I release W? So I will say e dot get key code equal to false. So when it is false, it won't move. Simple. Let me show you how this works. In the player class, first of all, let's use this like this. Public key input, get key input, return key in. Okay, so in the player class, when update is going on, I will say if game dot get key input dot up. If I press up, then what? Then x plus equal to speed. Sorry, up is y. Y minus equal to speed. So what is speed? Player speed. How fast the player moves. So let's say int speed equal to 7. Okay, so when I press up, it will move. When I leave the W key, when I release the W key, it will stop. Let's see. Okay, ready? Just a minute. Okay, let's get back. So we have and moving, not moving. Why not moving? See if it is working or not. System out. Up. So when I press here, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Is this working? Yes, it's working. Let's see what is the problem here. Get key input system dot game dot get key input dot up. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I have to update that key in dot tick. Yeah, I forgot that. I have to update this, or else I said all of these are just false. Unless you check whether it is true or false, it won't update. So I have to update this every time. Now it will work. Now it will work. Let's see. Oh. Okay. So now up. Okay. So when I press up, it is moving up. Now, what if I want to add more? Let's say down, left, right, center, all of that. So down is keys of key event dot vk underscore s, and left is keys of key event dot vk underscore a, and right is keys of key event dot vk underscore b. What is vk? Vk is virtual keyboard. Virtual keyboard. What do I mean by that? I mean this keyboard. This keyboard. So it is linking to this keyboard. This keyboard layout is actually one-to-one to my laptop layout. So it is using this layout as reference. VK means virtual keyboard. This is the virtual keyboard. On top of this, this is W. This is S, A, D. Can we use this to run the game? Yes, we can. Let's see. So when I play this, I can press W but I forgot to write the remaining codes. So let's write those remaining codes here. Those remaining codes are like this. Else if when I press down, it should say y plus equal to speed. Else if, let me just minimize this. Yes. Else if when I press left, it should say x minus equal to speed, and else if when I say game dot get key input dot write, x plus equal to speed. Okay, now I execute this, and now I use this virtual keyboard to move. So first of all, let's navigate to that app. Here it is. Okay, W A S D. Understand? So this is the virtual keyboard that Java uses as a reference to move the player. What if I want to move the player with these, but I also want to move the player with these? Then what? So that's the interesting thing here. You can add 2 or more types of keys into the key input like this. This is a binary OR operator. If you know binary operators, then this is the binary OR operator. It means either this or whatever I'm writing here. One of these events are true, then up is true. Understand? So let's see. Keys of key event dot up, vk dot up. This is the up arrow. The same thing. Keys of key event dot vk underscore down. This is the down arrow. And keys of key event dot vk underscore left arrow, and keys of key event dot vk underscore right, this is the right arrow. Now let's see if I execute this, and where is the on-screen keyboard? Yeah, this error happens because I used window button. Window button doesn't execute, doesn't have this. Yeah, this is 524 out of bounds. This is why I said if you are using all the keys, then you also have to increase the number here. I use 256 number. See, I use 256, but if I use Windows, it will throw error. Okay, so careful. Next, let's use this here, Alt Tab. Yeah. So here, if I use WS, I can move the player, or I can also use up and down to move the player. So I can now use up arrow, down arrow keys, or I can use WASD as well. Understand? So by using this virtual keyboard as a reference, you can execute your programs. This is how you can move the player. So now the player is moving. That's good. The player is moving. But what if I want to shoot bullets? Okay, what if I want to shoot bullets? Then what? So let's try. Attack, or let's say fire, and the button will be fire equal to keys of key event dot vk underscore space. Yeah, so this will be the fire button, and whenever you press space, it should fire. So else if game dot get key input dot fire, and it should attack, or you can say fire bullets. Okay, so what is fire bullets? Fire bullets is a function here. Fire B capital. Okay, so we need bullets. For that, I'm going to make a class, bullet class. This bullet will have int x, int y, I mean x and y, and it also has a velocity like int move speed, that is like 20 pixels per move speed, and it also has a distance. So I want the bullet to disappear after certain distance. Okay, so public int distance. I'm using public because I don't want to again say private and then get x, get y, get distance and all that nonsense. Because we are making prototype, we don't have to be so formal in that. Okay, so let's make it as simple as possible. Now, x, y, move speed, distance. What next? The next will be public bullet int x, int y. This dot x equal to x and this dot y equal to y. So want to have a pick update class and a render class or draw class, draw function, graphics G. So G dot set color dot white, okay, G dot fill oval x y. Let's set the bullet in a very small diameter, 10 by 10. Okay, now in the player I will say private list bullets. Okay, so what is happening here? What is happening here is I'm setting out bullets equal to new array list and I'm also giving a function, a specific function called public int, not int, boolean active. So what is this functionality? This functionality is going to see if the bullet is active or not active. If the bullet traveled a specific distance, it will become inactive and it will be removed from the game. Okay, so first of all, we will say in the tick function, we will say like this: for int I equal to 0, I less than bullets dot size I plus plus bullet b equal to bullets dot get I b dot tick. If b dot active is false, if it becomes false, then we will say bullets dot remove I. Simple. And continue with the next bullet. So for that, continue with the next bullet. Simple. So if the bullets are if the bullet becomes inactive, then continue, remove it, and then continue with the next bullet. Okay, and when you are drawing them, you're saying for bullet b colon bullets b dot draw g x. Now when I fire bullet, I should say bullets dot add new bullet x y. So this x and this y is actually player x and player y. Okay, so let's see. Nothing happening. What did I do here? Oh, I forgot. I should say x plus equal to speed, move speed. Let's just move it in one axis first. Let's see how it moves. And if um, distance is also distance plus equal to move speed, and if it traveled a specific distance, let's not use that for now. Let's only just move the speed. Let's only see how the bullet moves first. So now press enter. Not working. Fire bullets. System out. Fire. This function not working. No, it's working. Function is working. So what is the problem here? So when I add them, is the bullet too fast? What is happening? There is no bullet here. First of all, let's see if we have the bullet. Let's draw this. G dot what bullet. Let's do like this. Bullets, right? For is it active or not? Bullet B colon bullets B dot draw G, and by default all bullets are active. Maybe this is the reason, because they are not active, they are getting removed. Now we'll see. So what are these lines? Well, these lines are actually bullets. They are grouping together. So let's do something. They're actually grouping together. Let me show you. Okay. You can see the bullets are actually like Morse codes, but actually they're grouping together. So this is a bullet. This is a single bullet. What if I draw? Let me see. G dot set color dot red, okay. G dot draw oval x y 10 10. So now you can see the bullet is actually combination of multiple bullets. You see that it is shooting, but it is not shooting properly. It is a combination of multiple bullets. That's why it is like a line. So these kind of issues happen. We can't say anything else. Let's increase the speed of the bullets. Now it is fine. So you can see there are individual bullets, right? Right. But you can see here the bullets are actually coming from a point inside the player. See, I want the bullets to start outside the player, somewhere here. So for that we can use in the player, I'm saying X here, bullets dot add. So instead of saying X, I will say X plus 10. Let's see now. Even still, X plus 16. Even outside. X plus 24. Yeah, now it is fine. Okay, so bullets are firing, and the bullets are actually moving, I mean coming out from a distance like here, right? I want the bullets to come from the center of the player. So instead of doing that, I can also add this here, like 10 or something like that. Okay, so now what is the problem here is, I said top down shooter, and I will be moving around and I will be shooting around all sides. So what if I want to shoot in all sides? One side is fine. What if I want to shoot in all sides? And also there is a problem. The problem is these bullets are not destroyed. They're actually kept adding. To show you that, I can show you count here, how many bullets I'm having. So system out. Okay, system out. I'm saying size. Sorry, bullets dot size. So if I want to show you how many bullets we have right now, I can show it here. Right now there is no bullets. So once I add these bullets, there are 4 bullets. Once I add more, you can see the 32 bullets. But the bullets are not shown on the screen. Where are they? They are off screen. They keep going, but they are off screen. They are not rendering, but they are updating. So I need to remove this. As soon as they move out of the range, they should be destroyed. So how do I do that? First of all, we have to see a distance. Distance plus equal to speed, move speed. And if distance is let's say a range, public int max range equal to 400. So if distance greater than max range, then active equal to false. Okay, now see, they are gone. Now no more. 7, now they're gone. No more. So you can shoot as many bullets as you want, but once they reach this line, they're gone. Okay, this is nice. So once I move here, so once I move forward, I can move even like this. Right? So if you want a space shooter game, this is a space shooter game where you have spaceships coming towards you from the right side and you will be moving to the left side. I mean, you will be moving this way and the spaceships are coming this way. So if you want to do that, you can do this. You can use this trick. Okay, so let's remove this part. We don't need that. Right, so this is our bullet. Now, what's next? I said we also want guns, right? So guns on the ground, guns on the things like this. Let's just say we have guns and we have ammos and everything. I don't want to implement everything. I just want to show you 1 or 2 things. So first we need guns. Player can only shoot these when they are equipped with a weapon. So the weapon will be here. Private weapon. So what is a weapon? Weapon is a class. This is an abstract class. This abstract class will have int max ammo and public int ammo, how many ammo you have, and it also has a max range. So you remember this max range that I give here. This max range will be coming from the gun weapon itself. Okay, max range. They also have a public int not int, we'll say double. Reload time means how fast it will reload, and public double, let's say current reload time, current time. So right now, how much time has passed? Okay, so weapon, the weapon, we can also add a string here, public string name. So this will be our string name, this dot name equal to name. Very well. And then we have a public abstract void fire weapon. So the fire weapon will have what do we have here? Let's say list of bullets, and a player who has those bullets, right? So these two are the weapon attributes. So the weapon will also have functions like public void pick and public void render or draw. If you want to show the weapon on the screen, you can also draw the graphics like this. Okay, next. So since I said this is a weapon, let's add some weapons. I'm saying pistol. This is a weapon class. Pistol weapon constructor. Yeah, the name. The name is pistol. That's it. Next we have implemented methods. So fire weapon. So what happens when I fire the weapon? Well, we are going to move this this one. Okay, I'm going to move this part into the weapon part. So here I will say weapon dot fire weapon. This comma bullets. Understood? So if weapon is not null, weapon not equal to null, then weapon dot fire. If weapon is null, then nothing will be fired, nothing will be happening. So right now weapon is null, so there is nothing in this. Let's add a weapon here, new pistol. Okay, so now it will fire. We can also have tick functions, draw functions, all that. I'm not going to complicate this, I'm just going to see how this works. Let's go to the pistol function and this here. Yes, this x is actually player.x, get x, and player.get y. Yeah, that's it. So let's add this pistol. Now, when I said pistol, I have to say the bullet that is traveling here will inherit the range of the pistol, right? So how do we do that? The range of the pistol is actually inherited from here, like this. Int max range. So this dot max range equal to max range. So instead of using 400, we will set the range in the runtime. So that range will be defined by the pistol itself. So the range here for the pistol is 200. For 200 pixels, it will shoot only 200 pixels distance. Okay, let's see. This part is really frustrating sometimes. Okay. Let's reload again. Okay, see, very short distance. Now, what if I want to make a rifle? So let's add a rifle. This one is also extends weapon. This one will be add constructor. The name is rifle, and yeah, we also have this function here, add implement function. That's right. The same thing, player.getX and player.getY, but this time I'm giving 400. Okay, and I'm also having max ammo, which is 1, ammo equal to max ammo, and reload time, not let's not use reload time. I will show that in the Unity part. This is already taking too much time. How long is this video now? Yeah, it's already 1 hour, so let's continue with the normal part. So max ammo and ammo. We also have a function here called public int get ammo status return ammo. Okay, so max ammo is 1. For this, the max ammo will be max ammo equal to 6, ammo equal to max ammo, and every time you fire, your ammo will be negated. Okay, if ammo less than equal to 0 or equal to 0, then we'll say start reload and all that. Okay, oh come on. Okay, so here we have, so when I say ammo less than equal to 0, it will start reload. So this is where the reload function will happen. Now I'm not using this part for now. Let's just say I'm just showing this part. And when I say rifle here, the same thing, ammo minus minus. Yeah, so in the game part we will do the draw. I will also draw this g dot set color dot white g dot draw string. So this string is going to show me which weapon I'm using right now. Okay, plus player dot get weapon, get weapon dot get name, or simply name, and this will be 10. This will be around y is like 24. Okay, so in the player part we will say public weapon get weapon, and we are saying return weapon. Whatever weapon I'm using there, it will be returned. So let's see. Yeah, weapon pistol. It's very small. Let's make it a little bit bigger. G dot set font, new font. Hey, new font, Cambria. Cambria is a very interesting font. It looks nice. Plain and 26. Okay, so weapon pistol. Here it is. And if I use rifle, go to player, click rifle. Then we have rifle, although it is not realistically showing that because I didn't use the proper logical everything, but it is working. Okay, you can also set this to change, like else if I say game dot get key input, let's say I said get key input dot weapon 1. So weapon 1 is basically weapon equal to new pistol, and else if game dot get key input dot weapon 2, and in this I'll say weapon equal to new rifle. Okay, so I can key bind these two. Where do I key bind this? I go to key input and I'll say public boolean w1 and w2. So what are these two? These two are actually weapon 1 and weapon 2. What is weapon 1? w1 equal to keys of key event dot vk underscore 1. So when I press first one key, it will change weapon 1, and if I say keys of key event dot vk underscore 2, it will change to rifle. Like that I can also use shotguns or any other weapons. For example, if I press 1, press 2, 1, 2, so I can use this rifle and I press this. See, the distance is very small. When I press 2, the distance is very large. 1, 2. I can move and I can shoot. Okay, so you can also use burst mode, like B, press button B and it will show burst mode, or you can also say any other key like T to say tap mode, like if you just press once and it will show only one bullet, like that. So you can do a lot of things here. Okay, so as I said, this is a prototype. This need not to be perfect. It is just to show whether the idea is working or not. And I can see it's working. It's actually working. See, I press rifle and I can shoot far. When I press pistol, I can shoot only near. Okay, so the idea is actually working. So it is working and it is actually properly showing the output. So as you can see, all of this code is properly working. So now I know what code should I use in Unity. Okay, what is the structure, what is the classes, what classes do I need in the Unity, what structure do I need in the Unity. I will know all of this because I already have the prototype. So now I have the prototype. I know which class is in which class, which code is in which code. I can easily write the program in Unity. So this is the first part, idea to prototype. Once you write the ideas, then you make a prototype, a small prototype, which you can finish in 1 or 2 hours, within a day most probably. And once you can play it, once you try adding some enemies, like we have bounding boxes, collision detections and all that, you can add a lot of things into this. Okay, so once you start making these prototypes, you can test your ideas and you can find out which one works, which one doesn't. Okay, so this is the first part where I show you how to turn your ideas into a working prototype. And I'm using a top-down shooter. That doesn't mean you also have to use top-down shooter. You can use anything. You can use a puzzle game, a combat simulator, maybe a card game or a platformer, anything. Okay, whatever idea you have, just write them down like this and make a game. Easy. So the next part will be prototype into game. I will show you the process of building this prototype into an actual game in Unity. That will be the next part. Okay, so again I'm telling you, you can learn all the things that you need. You can learn everything. You can learn 100% of all the things in the world, but at the end if you cannot make a game, all of this is useless. So if you have an idea, start building prototypes. Okay, if you know a specific language, go for it. If you know a specific framework, go for it. Start building something. Start building something. As you build, you will learn. These prototypes are also, I have seen people asking me whether to make prototypes only, or to like why do I make prototypes every time. So the truth is, these prototypes are meant to fail. They are not meant to succeed, they are meant to fail. To show you this game, to show you this working concept, I have made at least 3 or 4 prototypes previously. Understood? I'm not making the video just by making this on the screen just like this. No, I had worked on this for some time. I had made a few projects like this, and this one works. This is why I'm showing you this. Okay, prototypes are meant to fail. You fail fast and learn fast. You fail fast and learn fast. You learn fast, you move on fast. The more you learn, the more you gain experience. This is why make prototypes, fail fast, learn fast. Okay, so once you start making prototypes, you will learn what you need and what you don't need. Once you understand, once you refine those ideas, once you filter out the things that you need, now you can build a game. Okay, hope you learned something new. Thank you. See you next time. Next time I'll show you how to use this Unity and how to make the games in Unity.